Hey everyone, this is the Learning Curve, and today we'll be learning about vertical division with remainders. Let's get started. So you should know by now that a horizontal division fact should look like this. 10 divided by 2 should be set up like this, but it can also be set up vertically where it looks like this, and it looks a little bit stranger than what we did in multiplication, addition, and subtraction. And once again, this is easier once we use bigger numbers. So if we were doing two bigger numbers like 46 and 2, we're going to wonder what that equals. So let's get started. So we have here 46 divided by 2. That's how you read that. The first thing we're going to do is 4 divided by 2. Now 4 divided by 2 is 2. And since that's the case, we do 2 times 2, which is 4. Now we're going to subtract those two numbers. We have 4 minus 4, which is 0. We're going to add an invisible 0 so we can bring down that 6. So 6 minus 0 is 6. Now we're going to ask ourselves how many times is 2 going to 6, and the answer is 3. When we do 2 times 3, we get 6, and that subtracted is going to be 0. So here we know that 46 divided by 2 is going to be 23 with 0 remainders. And you can check your work by multiplying, and you ask yourself if 2 times 23 equals 46. If it does, then you divide it correctly. Let's do another one. So here 5 cannot go into 3, but it can go into 32. So we're going to leave a blank space above 3, and we're going to start with 32. Now, the closest value that 5 goes into 32 many times is 6, because 5 times 6 is 30. So we're going to put a 6. Now 5 times 6, like I said, was 30. And when we subtract those two, we have a 2. We're going to bring down that 0. Now we have 5. How many times does 5 go into 20? And the answer to that is going to be 4. 5 times 4 is 20, and once again we're going to have 0 as a remainder. So here we read this as 320 divided by 5 is 64. Remember, you can also check your work by multiplying. Let's do one with remainders. So here 12 cannot go into 1, and it cannot go into 10, but it can go into 108. So we're going to leave two blank spaces. So 12 goes into 108 9 times. 9 times 12 is 108. We're going to subtract. Now when we're using bigger numbers, sometimes it's easier to write an arrow instead of a 0, so we're going to bring that 1 down with the arrow. Now 12 goes into 1 0 times, and 12 times 0 is 0, and we're going to subtract. So 1 minus 0 is 1, and we're going to stop now because 12 cannot go into 1 any more times, so we're going to leave that as a remainder. So you're going to use a remainder anytime you have a number that results that's less than the number that you're dividing. And here you can check your work by doing 12 times 90 plus 1, and if that equals 1081, then you divide it correctly. Here's another example. Make sure you check your work. This one's a little bit of a bigger problem, so make sure you look at it and try to do it yourself. Here we read this as 11,473 divided by 9 is 1,274 with a remainder of 7. And remember, you can check your work by multiplying. Alright guys, this has been another video with the Learning Curve. Make sure to check out our free worksheets for simple division, practice problems, and solutions and answer keys. Thank you for watching.